That's right. Back at it again, Full Custom Hot Dog, here doing another Blu-ray review. That's right. We're going to be talking today about Half Baked, a wonderful film I like from 1998, directed by Tamra Davis. And before we get into details about the film, let's talk about the disc itself. Recently got a release from Kino Lorber. Let's talk about the image and sound quality. I think it sounds fine. The video is very okay. And I think that's sort of a problem with the look of the film. Half Baked has a really interesting color palette where the backgrounds and everything will be kind of drab-ish in a lot of scenes, except in our main character's home. But the characters tend to wear clothing that really stands out and are fairly vibrant colors. So maybe with a little bit more color balancing or something, that could really pop, and it unfortunately doesn't here, and I think it should. That almost feels like the point. Why else would you dress these characters in colors that make them so visually distinct from everything else around them? It's a nice visual style that isn't pulled off quite right here, and I think that's partially because of the picture quality. But I could be wrong, but it would be nice to kind of see that come through in the film itself. Besides that, we've got quite a few different extras here, one of which is a commentary by director Tamra Davis. Again, that's the director. She talks a lot about some of the production with the film, things like that. Nothing too heavy. I kind of wish they would have gotten Chappelle on it, but from what I understand, he's not exactly the biggest fan of this film. He said that what he wrote was, of course, something that's a little bit better, and was quoted as saying that this basically ended up being a weed movie for kids.
Not a mercy.
I think that probably happens a lot to people who write something and have an adaptation of their work. They're not always satisfied, so I disagree. I think it's a great movie. But maybe it's because I remember seeing it in high school and thinking it was hilarious then, and it's still funny to me now. As you know, I drop a lot of clips from this movie into my videos.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Flip out, man.
You've also got 8 deleted scenes, nothing of which are monumental, and I could have lived without seeing. They were just okay filler stuff. I feel like in a lot of comedies, when you have deleted scenes, it's usually for the best because they just fall flat and weren't funny. That tended to be the case here as well. There's an alternate ending, which was nothing too wild. You've got some cute extras, and these are the kind of extras you'd see back in the DVD days. That's because this movie had 2 DVD releases, and all the extras on here are the culmination of that, which is kind of a bummer. I would have liked to have seen some new content with Dave Chappelle, with some of the other stars as well, Jim Breuer, even the director, because it's kind of a cult classic, I think. A lot of people still quote it, not just me.
God, if you listen, help!
It can't just be me. You've got a featurette called 5 Minutes with the Guy on the Couch, which is a character in the film that lays on the couch and does nothing. Then you've got a little animated featurette called Different Types of Smokers, which is an extension of the riff you already see in the film. Then you've got something called Granny's Guide to Bacon. These were all just okay, just filler content. It's nice to have, but nothing really of substance in my opinion. The best thing here is the commentary with Tamra Davis, but her commentary is kind of flat and kind of boring. So overall, this is a pretty solid release. I'm giving it a B because I'm a little disappointed by what I'm seeing picture quality wise. I do love the movie and it's got a commentary. I just wish there was more here. There should be some kind of addition to this film that's a total retrospective, especially considering how big Dave Chappelle is. I'm surprised somebody like, I want to say Arrow, but I don't think Arrow would release something like this, but somebody should be doing a better version of this. Maybe Scream Factory? It's kind of a weird little cult niche film, I think. That I still love, like I keep saying, but maybe not as many people do. But a decked out version of this film, complete with extras, interviews from everybody, talking about what they remember, etc., etc. I think it'd go over great, and it'd be neat to hear them talk about. Dave Chappelle had written this when he was 20, I think they said 22 or 24, with his writing partner Neil Brennan. And then, of course, that sort of took off into the Chappelle Show, which was legendary. So it'd be great to hear him kind of talk about all that. I'm sure he does in some of his stand-up bits a little bit, but to really get into it, I think this is a great comedy. So, let's talk about the film itself. What is it about? Well, a group of roommates who love to smoke big weed are getting high one night, and one of them, the kindergarten teacher, takes off and accidentally kills a horse through feeding it too many snacks. That takes us to him getting arrested, and now the rest of the roommates are trying to find a way to free him from prison. To do so, they decide to start selling weed, which Chappelle's character, Thurgood, ends up stealing weed from the science lab that he's a custodian, and they steal that weed and they give it out because it's the best. And it's kind of interesting to watch this nowadays where weed's not a big deal, but back then, I think New York it might still be criminalized, but back then weed was illegal. Probably not the same as smoking crack rocks or nothing, but it wasn't, I don't think it was legal anywhere when this was made.
Another day in paradise.
Okay, let's cut.
In 98, you know? But it's a hilarious film. You've got Dave Chappelle teaming up with Jim Breuer and Guillermo Diaz as this kind of group of friends that don't seem like they connect, but they do connect through the powers of weed. Now, while they're running drugs, Dave Chappelle falls in love with Rachel True's character, Mary Jane, and Mary Jane's dad is in there for drug dealing.
Drug dealers belong in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Yeah. How long have you been in there?
4 years next month.
4 years. And what exactly was he selling?
Marijuana.
4 years just for weed? Damn!
So she doesn't want to date a dealer, so Chappelle's got to hide this duplicitous lifestyle. Also, another plot point is that the rival drug dealer, Samson, wants a cut of their action and thinking it's way more than it is because they're super popular. Clarence Williams III plays Samson Simpson in what's a fantastic, fantastic role. He's great in it. His delivery of lines that are just written, I can't imagine writing them and thinking they're funny, but his delivery makes them good.
I'm gonna take your little Mexican friend with me, and I'm gonna kill him.
I'm Cuban B.
Yes, Cuban B.
You've also got Tommy Chong, who's in jail with Kenny, which is the roommate who killed the horse. It's played by Harland Williams. Chong's great in here as well. Harland Williams is hilarious in this. He's always been kind of a weird dude, and I think he is outstanding in here.
You guys believe in angels, or?
Man, give me a fruit cocktail.
Well, I can't. If I did that, then I'd have to give it to you every day, and I wouldn't get all my vitamins.
Do you know who you're dealing with?
Chill, nasty Nate. It's my bitch.
The whole team, everyone in this, is fantastic and delivers great performances. And yeah, it's kind of a stupid stoner comedy, but man, the one-liners in it are so great and delivered so well that I can't help but crack up still so many years later after watching it and hearing the same jokes over and over again. So this was definitely an insta-buy on my part. Now, I don't know if I could recommend this movie to everybody. It probably helps if you like Cheech and Chong stuff, stupid humor. If you like the Chappelle Show, this is great for that. You know, a great companion piece to your Chappelle Show binge is watching Half Baked. Besides that, though, I don't know who I could show this to and be like, now this is funny. Again, it could just be me. So that's where you come in. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I don't know. I do love this movie, I always have. I bought every DVD of it when it was released because I just loved it so much. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, of course. I'm your host, Full Custom Hot Dog. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Full Custom Hot Dog without the last O, because that's just too long for Twitter. So, thank you all for watching, and until next time. If you like what you see,
I love what I see.
make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you can watch whatever comes next. And if you like the music you hear, you can follow me on SoundCloud and Spotify. Check the description for links.